Okay, so we've got our mini wheel. As you could see, it's got a little on and off switch. Off is to the right, and it's got two ons up and down. It's also got this little knob on the right that makes the wheel actually turn. If you move that lever down, it actually spins the other direction. That's in case you are a left-handed person. If you're right-handed, you're going to keep this switch up, facing up, because the wheel should be turning left. Now you're going to grab a paper plate and you're going to cut out kind of like a hot dog shape, because this is going to serve as our splash guard. This wheel did not come with splash guards, so I think this paper plate will do. After you insert it, go ahead and secure it with masking tape. And there you go. The plate should not move. Now you've noticed that your wheel came with two wheel heads. There's a smaller one and a bigger one. You can simply remove the smaller one by getting this tool that your kit came with. And on the side of the wheel, you're going to see that there's a little screw that is holding the wheel in place. So after you unscrew it, you're going to go ahead and pop this piece off. Grab your bigger wheel. And as you can see, that's where the little screw goes. I'm going to go ahead and put that little screw that's on my tool back in the smaller wheel so I don't lose it. And then go ahead and secure your smaller wheel head in that little bubble wrap bag to protect it. Grab the bigger one and loosen that screw with your tool. So twisting left, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, go ahead and place the larger wheel head on top. And tighten your wheel head on securely. I didn't have my wheel plugged in, I'm sorry, so that's why it wasn't turning on. Then I realized, so make sure that is plugged in. Okay, it seems to be working fine. Remember, the further you turn that knob to the right, the faster the wheel spins. Okay, so I went ahead and I attached my paper plate. Now I'm starting off with a small amount of clay. I would say the size of a golf ball. You need a cup of water. Go ahead and dip your finger in the water. Wet your wheel head just a little bit. Place your clay on top and secure it in place. Okay, now you're going to dip your fingers in the water, add some water to your clay, and the first step is to center this piece. Now you're going to notice that your wheel will slow down when you add pressure to your piece. So you're going to have to turn up the speed and keep your left hand on your clay so that you could control it from spinning like crazy. So first you're going to begin by pinching your clay upward. This is called coning. Just using your 3 fingers, your thumb, your pointer, and your middle finger like you see in my left hand and my right hand. And then that right hand is pressing down as my left hand is securing the piece on either side. So I'm using my right pointer to center down as my left hand is holding my clay in place. Now my wheel is technically spinning really quickly, but because my left hand is there, I'm able to control my piece. So you're going to keep centering your form, adding water as you need. You're pressing down because you're trying to blend any little lumps that are in your clay. Notice how my left hand, my thumb, and my pointer, they remain on the side so that I could hold my clay in place. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my right pointer and I'm going to press down in the middle and begin to open. So you begin to pull out. I have created my opening. This is that shape that I talked about last class that is kind of like a donut. And this is where now you have clay to be able to pull from. So as you could see, I'm using just my fingertips, left hand on the inside, right hand on the outside. I'm slightly pinching and I'm pulling up. When I get to the top, my right fingertips are leveling out that top rim. I decided to slow my wheel down because it's getting a little crazy. Notice how the plate has captured all of that splatter. Now, because this piece is so small, you can get away with using your left pointer and your left thumb and pinch and pull up. Here I am leveling out my walls, cleaning my wheel head just a bit. Now here I want to show you a different angle so you could see exactly how I'm pulling my walls with my fingers. Left fingertip on the inside, right fingertip on the outside. I'm meeting each finger on either side. Now notice how my wheel stopped spinning when I pushed up against it. So you really just want to be careful and play with your wheel. It's gonna have its own personality. So as you get comfortable, go ahead and turn that knob so it goes faster. Here the wheel is slowing down because I'm pushing up against it. But notice how when I let go, it starts to spin faster because I'm not resisting the rotation. Now here I bumped up the speed because I really want to be able to press up against it and form it. Notice how I've made more of a cylinder shape. That's because I'm pulling upward. But since we're making a bowl, I'm going to begin to use my left finger to lean out, and I will show you what that looks like in just a second. Here I'm still pulling, just using my pointer and my thumb. I'm slightly closing in a little bit to gain control. But now I'm going to widen it so it becomes a bowl. carefully leaning out and curving out and pulling slightly up and out. There you go, you've got a bowl. You want to level out that center. I'm revisiting that outer edge. Whenever you see the wheel stop, it's because it's resisting me pushing up against it. Okay, so you're gonna grab your sponge, and because it's so much bigger, you're just gonna go ahead and cut it in half. Okay, and actually the shape works out perfectly. You can use a curved side to get some of the moisture inside, but first you wanna dip it in water so it's not super dry. Squeeze out the excess water. And use that curved corner to get the water out from the middle. The flat edge I'm using to smooth out the outside, and then my top rim. Okay, now I'm going to set my piece free from my wheel head, and I have grabbed my wire tool. You're going to wrap it around a few times around your fingers and then use your thumbs to press down into the wheel head and slide through. I'm going to show you from a different angle so you could see. This is a side view. Wrap the wire a couple times using your thumb. You're going to press down and slide through. If you don't have a wire, you could use fishing line, you could use thick thread. Those two work just fine too. There you go. So I wiped away the excess from the wire tool and I went ahead and I cut from a different angle just to make sure it's securely off. Now, because my piece is so dry and I want to take it off of my wheel head, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blow dry it just so it's not so sticky. Okay, now that you have been able to pick up your piece, you notice that it's still very soft, so be very careful. Go ahead and set it aside and make sure you get rid of that extra clay that's stuck on your wheel head. An easy way to do that is by grabbing your rib tool and scraping that excess off. And there you go. Take care of your wheel, you wipe it, and you are good to go. You can leave that plate on for your next throw.